Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 4 p.m. I'm glad people still come, even though the lights isn't on. Maybe they didn't pay their power bill, but the light's been off all day. It proves people still arrive. It's not just a sign that brings you. Thank you. My name is Dean Stevenson, and this is 4 p.m. I shall begin by reading you a short excerpt. I don't do this very often, but I'll see how it goes. How willing would you be to put your creative process on display? Loaded question, because it doesn't have to be on display. To expose your creative self to its your most elemental state, to show the messy beginning, and not just the polished result. The rehearsal, not just the show. To gamble on a showcase of all the fear and all the doubt, and a daily commitment to producing something new. You might find in an odd twist that the exposure is more inward than outward. The irksome display of yourself to yourself. That's the opening paragraph from the book that's coming out for 4 p.m. I kept the first 150 days that I did this, I kept a journal every day of the process of going through what it's like to sit here and write a brand new piece of music every day from scratch. So for those who have no idea what's going on, the page was blank this morning, as it is every morning here at 4 p.m, and then it's my job to fill it up with music for these musicians to play now. And so today's piece has not yet been played. You haven't heard it, I haven't heard it, they haven't heard it. We're going to hear it together. So please welcome and thank, if you will, Hayato, Chris, Susanna and James. So I made a pitch to a museum, this museum, some time ago, that write a new piece every day, just to see what would happen. The original idea was see what happens when I empty the tank, i.e. all my ideas have been used, all my thrills have been executed, and the rules I made myself, you might have read on the O device if you've read it, is I can't repeat, I can't keep working on yesterday's piece today, so it has to be a new start each day. No covers, I can't cover, Bach or the Village People. And I can't sort of repeat ideas, so that's what it has to be. I might borrow a bar little motif from yesterday to get me started, or other little tricks that will kind of get me going. Essentially, it's just a brand new piece every day. I made a little mistake yesterday, I think, and we might play yesterday's later on. I decided, no, I'm not going to make that mistake again, because it was going really nice when I put a car chase in the middle and fucked it all up. So I followed my nerves today and just did something that I really wanted to do. So today represents day 248 in the museum. This is the second iteration, so I've stopped at 150. So of this run, not counting the symphony I wrote for Dark Mofo, this is day 89 of this run. And I need some vitamin D, people. I hear it was really nice outside today, was it? Fuck off. Okay. All right, so today is 248. We're about to start assembling it now. So we're going to have a little rehearsal. If you're sat on the floor, you can sit over here as well. Floor is a floor, and it sounds better over this side than over that side, so yeah, come and sit here. So a little rehearsal. I will keep my microphone on so you can hear what I'm saying. If you're not akin to what rehearsals are about, just ask questions. I'll come back to you, see if anyone's curious as to this creative process or the musicians or anything at all. We need to keep it informal. Whilst you have a drink, the bar is open around the corner, and they're still serving pizzas until 4:30, so go around and do that. Hello, and thank you, and welcome. Okay. Okay, as soon as we start to play, the people at home will have all manner of questions for us. But here it is. There's a couple of tempo checks. Essentially, everyone gets a spin in this one. We'll just play it through to see how far we get before Susanna's playing up in the treble clef and explodes. Okay, here we go. Do the... fresh off the page. The ink was still wet. Very impressive, isn't it? Okay. Right, now we have an idea of some of the themes that are popping up. Any questions from you? No? Not yet? It's all just confusing at the moment, isn't it? Okay, we'll run that again. Let's see what happens. And then I'll see if you have any questions. Or, no, just questions. Don't suggest anything. Just questions. Okay. 2, E. Quavers first and cello have the together, beat 4. 3, 4 before B. The 2 quavers are the same. So there's just first violin and cello have those quavers together. Go from letter A. Figure A. 3, 4. Before B, make a meal of that, the ascending quavers. And can I just hear second violin, viola and cello from letter B, and then I'll cover the people. Just without first from letter B. 3, 4. Nice and connected. Place with first violin from B. 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 Oh. So the 3/4 bar in there, make note of that. How's everyone going? Any questions, anyone? Any curious? I'm sure if the last rehearsal you ever attended was in high school band when you were squawking away on third clarinet, or I'm sorry for re-traumatising you, but that's what normally you pay a ticket to get past all this and you just see the show. And they don't usually rehearse in front of people either, so everyone's a bit weird right now, it's a bit funky. Okay. Good. Let's go from letter F, please. E. D7, the fourth one. Is that B, da, 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 D natural, D sharp? B, da, da. What are you playing there in cello?
Should be a D natural.
Yes, D natural, thank you. So what I've deliberately done is the viola is kind of way up high because there's like two violins, viola and cello. So you'd expect that the sound to get lower and deeper the further right we go. But I put the viola way up high, and the cello is kind of above the treble into the treble clef as well. So I'm kind of deliberately holding it up here. So I'm waiting for that big deep drop. It doesn't come like a DJ drop. So I'm sorry. Don't you're going to wet your pants. But just I'm going to let that kind of emotional drop happen a bit later in the piece. That's my. In case you're thinking there's lots of mosquitoes in the air, it's giving you the shits. That's what's supposed to happen. One more time from F, please. E. Cello goes down. So bar before J is just the first on its own. So if you want a bit of rubato with that, you can do that. Yep. Dee da ba 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 da ba da ba ba. And yeah. Let's go from the H. Any questions? Anyone wants to ask anything? Yes, over here. Different time signature. No. This is Isabel. You want to see Isabel play outside today? Voice of an angel. Beautiful. Thank you. Good question. Do I write the melody? I never think, oh, I'm going to deliberately change the time signature or change the key signature just because I've got the skills to, and therefore, am I clever? No, because then you get that kind of really technical music that appeals to 3 people in the world, and it doesn't make any sense. Like jazz fusion, you know? Flaccid be thy hammer. Fuck off. So if I put a phrase, like if it's 3/4 and then a 4/4 comes, or vice versa, it's because I think the phrase is kind of needs to be either, if you can look too far ahead, you'll start looking at your phone, right? So I need to keep things interesting, so I might cheat a melody by a beat just to, I pulled the rug out from under you, just because you can keep people interested. Or because the phrase is getting a little old or just needs to go off in a different direction. So it's about the story, not about the technical wizardry of the blah, 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 blah. That's why I would do it. Yeah, just serves the melody. Yeah, and I don't write the melody all the way through. Everything always goes together. So it's always being supported all the way through. So it's not like I write 3 minutes of a melody and then go back and feel it do it. They all go together. Okay. Let's go. Where do we stop? J. Oh yes, so I'll go from I. You go from I then. Yep. B. that's a bit of a weird tie on that last, that ascending line for you, isn't it? Dee da 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 dee da da. Oh, it's a sharp natural, that's why, yes, okay, yeah, sorry. So what happens only at bar 72, for the first time we hear the be da 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 ba da ba da ba, the two melodies meet, so first and second violin only. Let's go from bar 70, let's go on J, letter J, so the fourth bar of J will hear those two melodies over the top of each other for the first time. That was clever of me. Here, letter J, 3, oh. There you go. So that was the last bar, and now you know how long it is. Now, thank you. So now I'll just do a quick check with the musicians of any other questions or queries they have, because now we know how we've been through all the potholes. We can make some notes, ask questions, and you can too before we play all the way through. And then we'll play yesterday's piece. Why not? Any questions? Anyone? No? No? Okay. No? That's okay. Good. All right. Incidentally, there's no such thing as emptying the tank, I've discovered. There's no such thing as writer's block. It's just your willingness to put something on the page or chisel to the wood or whatever it is whatever it is you do creatively. There's no such thing as, I don't know what to write. Just fucking write something. You know? Like basically, whenever you think that, it's probably because I'll never be as good as whoever your hero is. You know, no, you won't be. You won't be the same. Just do it anyway. The more you do it, the better you get, right? I won't say that thing again, because I say it too often. And it's a swear word. Okay, any questions? Anyone? No. No?
Maybe
you,
like, sorry.
You want me, you still mean in me, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool, yeah.
Do you want it to be decisive at the beginning, or do you want it to be more, uncertain?
More uncertain at the start. Yep. Yes. Good question. Decisive or uncertain? Uncertain at the start, and I've used that same kind of beat, bar, pulse in yesterday's piece, and you'll hear how they kind of both start a little uncertainly before the melody starts to make it clear. And we don't really hear that until A.
Yeah, I do have cello and I have crotchet dotted minimum.
Yeah. Not too short
Do you
on
want
staccato.
We could just one bow.
Yes, one bow's fine.
Yep.
Yes.
Like that,
Yes.
Rather than.
Yes. See? That's what rehearsal's about. Lovely. One bow. And that would just have a marker over the top, wouldn't it? Yes. Good. Yes?
Is it all right if it sits a little bit, so it's not always pushing forward?
Mm-hmm.
When you, what do you think?
Was I pushing it too hard, too fast?
I don't know. It just felt, it's moderato, and I just
Yes.
thought there was a feeling of pushing.
The
all
reason I
time.
wrote moderato is a tempo thing, because I tend to like the melancholy, slow things. I'm a sad fucker. I wrote
Yes.
moderato just kind of had to keep it up a bit, because someone's going to say, play it faster,
okay.
stop being so sad.
All right.
So, yes, we can sit there.
Okay.
I like sad. It's good. Strings do sad really well. So, I mean, you're all happy people. You're all very happy, functional people. You just play sad instruments. Oh, you make us cry. Nothing makes us cry more than strings and a punch to the face. Okay? Viola, the saddest violin of all. It's so true. It's a happy cello, though. Yeah, okay, sorry. There'll be banjo jokes next. Sorry, hang on here. Here's from the top of the piece. Day 248. 2, 3. G, from G, 2/4 bar, 2/4 bar,
Yeah.
G.
Can I actually ask a question
Yes.
before that?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. I had that solo bit.
Yes.
The tune. Am I then still the main line leading up to G?
At 45?
Yeah.
No,
Is
the
that-
cello takes it
cello
at
takes it, okay.
47.
Okay, good. Alright.
Let's go from F then, please. B. Thank you. Hayato. James. Chris. And Susanna. There we are. What can be done in a day? Day number, you can find them all on, you're all live streamed to this camera here in front of me. So all of the 248 days. Shame I won't get to 250 this weekend, isn't it? Anyway. All the days are live streamed, and you can see day one, which is kind of terrible. Like, I was looking at it and going, that was naive, wasn't it? Because I never studied composition formally at all. I just didn't want to be lugging drums out of pubs when I'm an old man, so I sort of started to work into this world. And these people are fun, and it's just nice. And nor do I play the piano, so there's a whole lot of things, and I have auditory processing disorder. So there's a whole bunch of shit against me, but nevertheless, I just want to do it, and so just do something a lot, and you'll get good at it. But some days it's actually rubbish. It really is. I hang my dirty undies out to you every day, and some days there are literally skid marks on them. They're terrible. So we play yesterday's. We'll play yesterday's piece, and you can see how that rocks. So as I said, sometimes it really works, and the other days not. Yesterday was really lyrical in the same way that today might be, but I put a car crashed in the car, and it doesn't make sense. Anyway, that's what I did. There's also some recordings of the really good days too, which you can buy a download and a little score excerpt you can see over there, or a CD, or for me, or at the shop. It's good. I think it's good. And the book's coming out soon. So on the mailing list. Drink some more wine. This is yesterday's piece, unless someone has a question they'd like to ask now about any of this. Oh, we'll just play on. 247, this is yesterday's piece. And the odd thing is, at this moment, I have no idea how this goes. Everyone comes in upbeat 4 of the first bar. You can hear some of the thing that starts kind of similar to that in a way. Bar 1. See? James, Susanna, Chris Hayato. That was yesterday's piece. I'm actually in quite a chipper mood, despite how kind of longing and sad that may sound. What do you think about the quick bit in the middle? Did it make sense? If it was like if we're watching a film and suddenly someone breaks in the door with a gun, it makes sense. But you're not so. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. You liked it? There you go. Any thoughts about what you prefer, today's or yesterday? That was yesterday's piece we just played. You prefer today's? We've got time to run through it once more. We'll play once more. We haven't finished your wine. You don't need to run if you haven't catch the ferry, unless you want to see your vagina on your way out. I'll give you 5 minutes. That's still fine. Thank you very much. There's some you can buy some albums and score downloads and whatnot. Thank you very much. Watch the live stream, mailing list. This is 4 p.m. and we're going to play today's piece one more time. Thank you very much. I'll do today's again, yeah. Unless you want to hear something completely different. Want to hear today's again? Or do you want something different? Today's. Okay, today's. If we get time. If no one's to catch a ferry, we might play the drunk piece. Okay, here's today's piece again. 248. Thank you very much. Thank you. Extraordinary musicians to interpret that stuff straight off the page. If you do ever catch Tasha Ferry, you can wander slowly now. I think that's probably we're done for the day. I think that's 4 p.m. My name is Dean Stevenson. Sign up, tune in, have a lovely week. Thank you, take care, bye-bye.